Welcome to Australian Politics. I'm Lachlan. Today, we're diving into a fascinating shift happening in our political landscape: the rise of community independence. If you're feeling frustrated with the major parties and their endless political games, you're not alone. More and more Australians are turning away from traditional party politics, looking for representatives who actually listen to their communities and fight for local issues that matter. Let's explore why these independent voices are gaining momentum and how they might just reshape Australian democracy as we know it. Let's dig into what makes community independence truly different from your typical party politician. When you look at candidates from major parties, they're essentially bound by their party's rules and positions. They often have to vote along party lines, even if it doesn't align with what their local community wants or needs. It's like having your hands tied behind your back. You might want to reach out and help, but you simply can't. Community independents, on the other hand, operate with genuine freedom. They answer directly to their constituents, that's you and me, not to party bosses in Canberra or corporate donors. This means when an issue comes up in Parliament, they can vote based on what's actually best for their community. They can cross the floor without fear of party punishment, negotiate with both sides of politics, and put their community's interests first every single time. This direct accountability creates a completely different dynamic in how they approach their role. Instead of following a party playbook, they're free to develop solutions that actually work for their local area, regardless of whether it fits with any particular party's agenda. One of the most striking features of community independence is their deep connection to their local areas. Take Alex Dyson, for example, who grew up and was educated in Warrnambool, or Michelle Milthorpe, who was born and raised in Cootamundra. These aren't politicians parachuted in from party headquarters. They're genuine locals who understand their communities inside and out. This local connection means they're uniquely positioned to understand and address the specific challenges facing their electorates. While major parties often push a one-size-fits-all approach from Canberra, community independents can tailor their focus to what actually matters in their area, whether that's improving local healthcare services, addressing regional infrastructure needs, or tackling specific environmental concerns. Their independence also means they can maintain a laser focus on local issues without being distracted by party politics. Many explicitly state that they won't do what a party says. They'll do what their community needs. As Alex Dyson puts it, "Your priorities are my platform." This isn't just a campaign slogan. It's a fundamental principle of how they operate. These candidates typically bring practical, evidence-based approaches to problem solving. They're not interested in political point scoring or ideological battles. Instead, they focus on finding real solutions that work for their communities, often drawing on their diverse professional backgrounds in fields like medicine, law, business, or community service. This real-world experience gives them valuable insights that career politicians might miss. Through community forums, local events, and direct engagement with constituents, they maintain an ongoing dialogue with the people they represent. Many have even established community hubs where locals can drop in, share their concerns, and get involved in shaping their community's future. It's this kind of grassroots engagement that sets them apart from the traditional political model. One of the most refreshing aspects of community independence is the diverse real-world experience they bring to the table. Unlike career politicians who might have spent their entire working lives in party offices, these candidates come from a wide range of professional backgrounds. We're seeing doctors, teachers, small business owners, and community workers stepping up to represent their communities, bringing valuable practical knowledge and fresh perspectives to political discussions. This professional diversity means they understand firsthand the challenges facing different sectors of society. A doctor turned independent, for instance, doesn't just understand healthcare policy from briefing papers. They've lived it, worked in it, and seen exactly where the system needs improvement. Similarly, small business owners understand the real impacts of economic policies because they've experienced them directly. What's particularly impressive is how these candidates maintain strong connections with their communities. They're not just accessible during election campaigns, they're consistently engaged through multiple channels. Many have set up local community hubs where residents can drop in for a chat or share their concerns. They're active on social media, send out regular newsletters, and hold frequent community forums and events. Their communication style tends to be refreshingly direct and transparent. Instead of hiding behind political spin or carefully crafted statements, they often speak plainly about issues and explain their positions clearly. They make their contact information readily available and actually respond when constituents reach out. This open communication creates a two-way dialogue that's often missing in traditional political relationships. Let's explore how the rise of community independence is reshaping our democratic landscape in significant and positive ways. When these independent voices gain seats in Parliament, we see a fundamental shift in how our democracy functions. They're not just adding different viewpoints, they're changing the very nature of political accountability. Consider what happens when independents hold the balance of power. Suddenly, government decisions face genuine scrutiny, not just party line voting. Major parties can't simply push through legislation without proper debate and consideration. Every policy needs to stand on its own merits, leading to better outcomes for all Australians. The impact on policymaking is particularly noteworthy. When community independents bring local priorities to Canberra, we see legislation that actually reflects what matters in our neighbourhoods and towns. Instead of one-size-fits-all solutions, we get nuanced approaches that consider the unique needs of different communities. This might mean better funding for regional healthcare or infrastructure projects that actually serve local needs rather than political interests. Transparency in politics gets a significant boost too. Community independents have been at the forefront of pushing for stronger integrity measures, more open government, and clearer communication about decision-making. They're not afraid to call out backroom deals or question policies that don't serve the public interest. This commitment to openness is helping restore faith in our political system. Perhaps most importantly, community independents are revitalising grassroots democracy. They're showing that everyday Australians can have a real voice in Parliament. Their success encourages more community leaders to step forward, creating a more diverse and representative democracy. This isn't just about changing who sits in Parliament. It's about transforming how our democracy works and who it serves. As we look ahead to the 2025 federal election, we're standing at a crucial crossroads in Australian politics. This isn't just another election. It's an opportunity to fundamentally reshape how we're represented in Canberra. More and more Australians are realising that they don't have to settle for the traditional two-party system when they step into the voting booth. The growing momentum behind community independence shows that voters are ready for meaningful change. We're seeing candidates emerge who truly understand local issues, who aren't bound by party politics, and who are committed to representing their communities rather than serving party interests. These aren't career politicians. They're your neighbours, local business owners, and community leaders who understand what matters in your area. The 2025 election could be the moment when community-driven politics really comes into its own. Think about what it would mean to have a representative who actually answers to you, not to party bosses or corporate donors. Someone who can vote based on what's best for your community, not what the party room decides. The success we've already seen from community independence shows this isn't just a pipe dream. It's a real, achievable alternative to politics as usual. If you're tired of feeling like your voice isn't being heard, if you're frustrated with the major parties' focus on political games rather than real solutions, then 2025 is your chance to vote for genuine change. Community independents represent more than just a protest vote. They offer a positive vision for how our democracy can work better for everyone. As we wrap up today's episode, I want you to imagine an Australia where your voice truly matters in Canberra, where political decisions are shaped by community needs rather than party room deals. The rise of community independence isn't just a temporary trend. It's a powerful movement that's reshaping our democracy from the ground up. Whether you're frustrated with the current system or simply ready for a fresh approach to politics, community independents offer a genuine alternative. They're showing us that politics doesn't have to be about choosing the lesser of two evils. It can be about selecting representatives who actually represent us. Thanks for joining me today on Australian Politics. I'm Lachlan, and until next time, remember that the future of our democracy is in your hands. Change starts with your vote.